Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today with an Elder Scrolls 6 discussion video, and I really can't start this video without laughing because my channel probably looks like a train wreck with the Fallout 5, the Elder Scrolls 6. It's like, oh my goodness, he's gone off the deep end, there's no Automatron news, he's losing it right now. But really, it's just something I wanted to discuss because the No recently posted a video that's gotten a lot of attention about Elder Scrolls 6, so I figured I'd sit down and give my 2 cents on the fan-spawned rumors. And those fan-spawned rumors are that basically there's an E3 conference this year. Bethesda revealed a game there last year, being Fallout 4, so they're probably going to do it again, right? And people are just assuming that there's been this 5-year gap since Skyrim, so naturally there's got to be another Elder Scrolls game in the making, correct? Especially when Morrowind and Oblivion had about a 4-year gap, so naturally that next Elder Scrolls entry is due any day, right? Especially because we're going to, as the No mentioned, conveniently forget Elder Scrolls Online, right? I don't know why everyone does that, because it just bothers me, because this is a business investment. Whether people want to admit it or not, whether they like the game or not, whether they want to accept that it's there or not, is up to them. But in the end of the day, they put a lot of money into this game. Like 6 or 7 years of development time went into Elder Scrolls Online. Do you really, honestly, genuinely speaking, think that they're going to just can this project after 2 years of it getting its revamp with Tamriel Unlimited, which did generate a lot of audience to this game? Don't get me wrong, I would absolutely love to be wrong about this and see an Elder Scrolls this year, but if you ask me honestly, I don't think we're going to hear anything until I'd say mid to late 2017. I know that's a bit soon, a bit of a bold guess, but we're getting all this Fallout stuff this year, and I think we're going to see something from Bethesda Game Studios when it comes to E3 this year, but I think it's going to be revolving around Fallout or some type of little side project they've been working on. But nonetheless, I don't think we're going to see any type of Elder Scrolls anytime soon because of Elder Scrolls Online. There's DLC, there's the Thieves Guild, the Dark Brotherhood, there's more to come after that. This game is getting a lot of support because there's a lot of people playing it now, alright? It's just a sad truth for a lot of people, but I don't think there's going to be an Elder Scrolls 6 because all it's going to do is put a bullet in the brain of Elder Scrolls Online. I get why it's much more appealing because that's what Elder Scrolls is more so than anything, is a single player exploration game. But it brings me to my next point, is that during that DICE interview with Todd Howard where we talked about how he's doing 3 long-term projects, he mentions that they're different from anything they've done before while also being a Bethesda style game. So different than anything they've done before would not be either Elder Scrolls or Fallout, right? I know naturally he's not going to say, yeah, we're working on this but also Elder Scrolls, right? He's not going to say that, but he's obviously intentionally teasing that what they're working on is something they've never done before, thus saying that this isn't Fallout and this definitely isn't Elder Scrolls, which gets me a little concerned because it's like, well, what's going to happen with these series? They're not just going to leave both of them dormant. Obviously, Elder Scrolls is being handled by ZeniMax Online, whether people want to accept that or not. I'm very curious to see where the Fallout license goes. I'm surprised there's not a lot of discussion with that, because if they're working on 3 projects that are unlike anything they've done before, what's going to happen with Fallout? Because they can't just leave that dormant for another like 10 years again, because that will be ridiculous. That will just upset fans. But nonetheless, it's different from anything they've done, so naturally it doesn't sound like it's going to be Elder Scrolls or Fallout. Also, people have to realize that E3 isn't a confirmation that we'll see anything from Bethesda Game Studios. It was a great way to start off their E3 conference to get people looking forward to the next one, but I think Dishonored is set up to lead the show, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was some type of surprise reveal from Bethesda Game Studios when it comes to a smaller game. My prediction, like I've said since this announcement that they're working on 3 games, is maybe them working on a tiny little kind of concise 20-hour title, maybe something smaller like that that they can announce and release this year that will really excite fans. Like, oh cool, more from Bethesda Game Studios, that would be exciting. But E3 each year isn't a confirmation that they're going to be there every year. I think it would be cool if Bethesda established themselves as an annual E3 conference and kept doing this every single year, and then it was a big surprise when Bethesda Game Studios came out, because now we wouldn't know which year that Bethesda Game Studios was going to show up with their brand new game. It's always going to be exciting now, looking forward to their conferences. Also, we have to consider that there could be this quote announcement trailer for Elder Scrolls 6 just teasing the game, right? But Bethesda's trying to break the mold of announcing and releasing games in such a large span of time. What they want to do is set the norm that we're going to announce this game this year and release it this year, okay? And we saw that with Fallout 4, and it was beautiful. I knew what I was getting into. I knew I was sold on the game, and I knew I was getting it later that year, and I believed in them that they were going to get it out because they had 5 months, so they waited as as long as they possibly could. I was excited about that, and I think this is a good norm to set in the industry. If they just break it the next game, then they've basically reversed what they wanted to do. And last but certainly not least is the man himself, Pete Hines, dropping some knowledge bombs, saying that Elder Scrolls Online will be the only Elder Scrolls game that Bethesda plans on talking about for a while. So naturally, he said that about Fallout, where, you know, there's nothing coming with Fallout, and then all of a sudden, a couple of months later, there is Fallout. I know how PR works and all that stuff. We all do, because we followed a lot of stuff during the Fallout 4 hype train. I get that, but to tell you the truth, what he's saying here makes the most sense based off what I said earlier on how Elder Scrolls Online was such a big investment for them, and that it does make sense that that's the only Elder Scrolls game that they plan on talking about for a while. Although, Pete, don't forget Elder Scrolls Legends, my friend. Don't forget that. But I'm kidding. But nonetheless, you know, it seems like there isn't going to be another Elder Scrolls game for a while. Do I want to be wrong about this? Abso-fucking-lutely. I hope I am. I hope we see something as soon as possible. But I'm also really excited about the future of Bethesda Game Studios, to see them trying out new IPs and different things. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments down below. All these wonderful fan spawn rumors. I guess people already got bored of playing Fallout 4 and are now enjoyably making up stuff to get the internet spiraling around Bethesda and asking them to make all these different games, and now their social medias will be flooded. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Other than that, be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. The links are in the description. Check out sugarbomb.com, the place by Bethesda fans for Bethesda fans. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.